morning, students. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I hope that you all are happy and well at your homes during the ongoing coronavirus crisis, and use this time for the beneficial and the useful and the most good things, and earn this time, and also do the productive activities during this free time. Okay, so this is the most beneficial time for you. Okay, and especially for the board classes, this is the most beneficial time for you to gain more knowledge, to enhance your ability to grasp more concepts and to emerge like a good person or individual. Okay, so let's start our chapter that is known as what. Last time in class 9 syllabus we had discussed about the chapter physical features of India. Okay, in this chapter we had studied about the physiographic division or the physical features of India. Basically in the last video we had discussed about the two main physical divisions of India, that one is known as Himalaya and the another one is known as what? Another one is known as the northern plains. Okay, there are four more concepts are left in this chapter to understand a better understanding of the physical features or the physiographic divisions of India. Okay, so in the last video we had discussed about Himalayas and the northern plains in a very deep way. Okay, basically we had discussed that Himalaya is distributed on the longitudinal extent from the like Himadri, Himachal or Shivalik, or in from west to east. Himalaya is also divided on the basis of regions, like the region which is lying between the rivers, like Indus and Satlaj and Kali and Tista. Okay, Tista and Dihang. All the regions were distributed on the basis of the particular region. Like we discuss about Punjab Himalaya or Himachal or Kashmir Himalaya or Kumaon Himalaya, Assam Himalaya, or which is also discussed by Dihang, Assam Himalaya. Okay, so basically we have discussed a lot of things in the chapter, and we have also discussed the the concept of the northern plains, which is very beneficial for agriculture production, and which is from the immemorial times this area is is drained by many rivers, mainly the three rivers Indus, Brahmaputra and Ganga. Okay, so basically this region is a very rich in alluvial soil, which is very good for the production of many certain crops. Okay, and it is very good for agriculture production. So most of the population are lie around the northern plains. Okay, most of the population of India lie along the northern plains. Okay, so let's discuss our new topic today, that is known as the peninsular plateau. Okay, basically if we talk about peninsular plateau, then peninsular plateau is the oldest landmass of India. Okay, basically it was the part of the Gondwana land, since the basically in the earlier video I had told you about the Gondwana land, which is the southern part of the Panagia ancient supercontinent. Okay, so basically Gondwana land was the southern part of the Panagia supercontinent, and peninsular plateau was the oldest landmass of India because it has been the part of the Gondwana, and it was the part of the Gondwana land. Okay, so basically the peninsular plateau is composed of igneous and metamorphic rocks. Okay, it's composed of crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks. Okay, and basically if we talk about the peninsular plateau is distributed into two parts. Okay, and it is demarcated by Narmada river. Okay, Narmada river के जो north में है, the northern part of the Narmada river, the part which is lying the north of the Narmada river, that is known as the Central Highland, and the southern part of the Narmada river is known as the Deccan Plateau. Means peninsular plateau is distributed into two main parts. The northern part of the Narmada river is known as what? That is known as Central Highland, and the southern part of the peninsular plateau of the Narmada river is known as what? The Deccan Plateau. Okay, if we talk about the Central Highland, then we can say the Central Highland is the area which is surrounded by on the south of the Vindhya range, and in the northwestern side it is surrounded by the Aravalli range. Okay, basically Aravalli range is the northwestern side, and Vindhya range is in the southern side. Okay, so basically after that it also it is the area which is drained by many rivers: Sindh, Betwa, Son, Kel. Okay, there are certain rivers which is drained by the different rivers. Okay, and the next, the further westward extension of the further westward extension of the Central Highland goes to the western Rajasthan or the इंडियन डेजर्ट. ओके, जो वेस्टर्न साइड है आपका सेंट्रल हाईलैंड का, उधर की तरफ आपका होता है व्हाट, द ग्रेट डेजर्ट और द वेस्टर्न राजस्थान, विच इज ऑल्सो नोन है, जहां पे आपका थार डेजर्ट है. ओके, द फर्दर ईस्टवर्ड एक्सटेंशन ऑफ द सेंट्रल हाईलैंड इज गो टू द एरिया विच इज नोन एज बुंदेलखंड और बागेलखंड, विच इज ड्रेन बाय द दामोदर river. Okay, so that is the part of the northern part that is known as Central Highland. Okay, so let's discuss the next part of this next part of the Peninsular Plateau. We had recently discussed the northern part of the Peninsular Plateau, which is known as the Central Highland. The Central Highland is the area which is the north of the Namda River and which is surrounded by south in the which is surrounded by in the south. It is surrounded by the Satpura range, and in the Vindhya range, and in the northwestern side it is surrounded by Aravali range. Okay, and after that it is in the further westward direction it goes up to the, मतलब जैसे वेस्ट में जाके ये आपका एरिया मिलता है राजस्थान से, और ईस्ट में आके एरिया मिलता है आपका बुंदेलखंड से और बागेलखंड से. ओके, लेट्स डिस्कस द नेक्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द पेनिनसुलर प्लेटू, दैट इज नोन एज द डेक्कन प्लेटू. जो दूसरा पार्ट है पेनिनसुलर प्लेटू को, दैट इज नोन एज द डेक्कन प्लेटू. डेक्कन प्लेटू वो एरिया आता है जो नर्मदा रिवर के साउथ में पड़ता है. ओके, डेक्कन प्लेटू इज द एरिया which lie on the southern side of the Narmada river. Okay, basically this part is a very crucial part, because in the eastern side it goes up to the northeastern part of India, the northeastern state of India, that is known as Meghalaya. Okay, ये जो आपका एरिया पड़ता है डेक्कन प्लेट्यू आपका नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न एरिया तक जाता है, जिसको मेघालय, नॉर्थ एंग्लोंग और कार्बी एंग्लोंग और नॉर्थ कचार हिल्स तक ये जाता है आपका. ओके, और वहाँ पे डिफरेंट तरह की आपकी चीज़ें हैं, डिफरेंट तरह के हिल्स और आपका डिफरेंट तरह की बहुत सारी चीज़ें मिलती हैं. ओके, सो बेसिकली आपका जो नॉर्दर्न पार्ट है आपका पेनिनसुलर प्लेटू का, उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं क्या, उसको हम बोलते हैं व्हाट, सेंट्रल हाईलैंड. और साउदर्न पार्ट, द साउदर्न पार्ट इज नोन एज व्हाट, दैट इज नोन एज द डेक्कन प्लेटू. ओके, और डेक्कन प्लेटू वो एरिया जो साउथ में पड़ता है. ओके, इसके नॉर्थ साइड में पड़ता है, दैट इज द Deccan Plateau is surrounded by, on the north side, by the Satpura range, and on the eastern side it's surrounded by the Mahadev, Kaimur and Mekar hills. Okay, further eastward extension goes to Meghalaya, northern Kachar and Karbi Anglong hills, and it also from west to east it covers the area of the Garo, Khasi, Jaintia hills. Okay, so basically this is known as the Peninsular Plateau. Okay, there are one more concept in the Peninsular Plateau, that is known as the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. Okay, Western Ghats are the ghats which is continuously starting from the western coastal plain, and the Eastern Ghats lie along the eastern coastal plain. Okay, Western coastal plain के आपका along चलता है, और ईस्टर्न घाट्स आपका ईस्टर्न कोस्टल प्लेन के साथ चलता है. ओके, एंड second more thing is that the Western Ghats are higher than the Eastern Ghats, and the Eastern Ghats are lower than the Western Ghats. Okay, the third thing is that the elevation is higher of the Western Ghats and the elevation lower of the Eastern Ghats. Okay, the next thing is that the height of the Western Ghats are 900 to 1600 meter, and the height of the Eastern Ghats are 600 meter. Okay, next difference between Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats are that the Western Ghats are continuous. Okay, we can only cross the Western Ghats through passes only. Okay, Eastern Ghats is not continuous. Okay, the one more thing is that the Western Ghats face orographic rainfall, which is in which more rainfall are caused in the Western Ghats and less rainfall is created or caused in the Eastern Ghats. Okay, I hope that you understand the concept of Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Okay, the two mountain ranges of the Western Ghats are Anaimudi and Doda Beta, and the one hill or one range which is situated or located in the Eastern Ghats are known as what? That is Mahendragiri. Okay, and Chilka Lake is also the example of the Eastern Ghats. Okay, so let's start our, that is the concept of Peninsula Plateau, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats. So let's discuss our next topic, that is known as the coastal plains of India. Okay, basically if we talk about the coastal plains of India, then we can say that coastal plains of India, the western coastal plain lie along the Arabian Sea and the eastern coastal plain lie along the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so the western coastal plain, the northern part of the western coastal plain जो है तीन parts में divided है. The northern part of western coastal plain is known as Coromandel, Concord. Okay, the northern part of the western coastal plain is known as Concord. The central part of the western coastal plain is known as Kannad, and the southern part of the western coastal plain is known as the Malabar coast. Okay, the eastern part of the eastern coastal plain, okay, the northern part of the eastern coastal plain is known as Northern Kachar, and southern part of the eastern coastal plain is known as Coromandel coast. Okay, so basically these are eastern coastal plain and western coastal plain are distributed. Lake Chilka is an example of the Lake Chilka is an example of what? Lake Chilka is an example of eastern coastal plain. Okay, the next topic of this chapter, that is the Great Indian Desert. Okay, basically if we talk about the Indian desert, then we can say that we have Thar Desert in Rajasthan, which is located in the western part of the Rajasthan, and basically it has it receives very low rainfall. Okay, and due to which there is no so much water in this area, and basically this area has not received so much water, and it has not so much water to get into the sea. So okay, so basically this area have sand dunes and a different type of arid climate. Okay, and different types of vegetation. Basically there is not so much vegetation grown here. Okay, and basically these are the parts of the Indian desert lie on the western side of the Aravalli Hills. It receives very low rainfall. It receives very low water. Okay, due to which it can't hold water, because most of the it only receives water mostly in the rainy season. Okay, and there is only one river in the region, that is known as Luni River. Okay, so that is Indian desert. The next concept of this chapter is the next concept of this chapter is that the islands of India. Okay, basically if we talk about the islands of India, then we have two islands. Okay, two groups of islands, that is one is known as Lakshadweep and the another group of island is known as Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, so first of all we have to talk about the Lakshadweep Island. Lakshadweep Island is the island which is located in the western side of the western coastal plain, that is in the Arabian Sea. Okay, and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands located in the eastern or the Bay of Bengal region. Okay, so basically the Lakshadweep Island is the island which is located in the western the Lakshadweep Island located the Lakshadweep Island located on the Arabian Sea, and the Andaman and Nicobar Island located in the eastern side. Okay, Lakshadweep Island was also known as the Lakadiv, Minicoy and Amin Devi Island. Lakshadweep, the first name of the Lakshadweep Island was Lakadiv, Minicoy and Amin Devi. It gained the name of it converted into Lakshadweep in 1973. Okay, the new name of Lakadiv, Minicoy, Amin Devi was renamed in 1973 by Government of India. Okay, after that the Lakshadweep Island have so much wildlife and so much varied topography. Okay, so basically it have also a Pitli bird sanctuary. Okay, in the eastern side, basically we have another island that is known as Andaman and Nicobar Island. Andaman and Nicobar Island have a group of a group of approximate 247 islands. Okay, so basically Andaman and Nicobar Island have a volcano, okay, that is known as the Barren Island. Okay, in Barren Island. Okay, and there is also one more thing, that is the northern part of the Andaman Nicobar Island is Andaman in the north and Nicobar in the south. Okay, so basically in Andaman Nicobar is lie along the is lie not so much from the equator, so that's why it has a varied topography and varied wildlife and dense forest. Okay, so basically these are the islands of India. Okay, so basically if we analyze the whole physical features of India, then we can say that India is the part which have all the basic physical features, all the mainly all the features of India, physical features of India convert India into a unified or a varied country, because it has varied features, varied physical feature, due to which it received the different things, like the Himalaya gives India water and wildlife. Okay, the northern plains, in northern plains we do agriculture. Okay, if we talk about the peninsular plateau gives India minerals. Okay, peninsular plateau gives India a rich area of minerals. Okay, we have most of the mineral houses are found along the along the peninsular plateau. Okay, we have also coastal plains. Okay, we have also the Great Indian Desert. We have also island and coastal plains are the areas which is mostly used for the fishing and all the activities. Okay, so basically in this chapter we had studied about the physical features of India, and I hope that you all understand all the basic features and the physical features of India. And if you have any doubt regarding any topic, then you can comment me in the comment section and also call me on my number. Okay, I hope that you understand the chapter more deeply, and if you have any doubt, any query regarding any topic, then you can ask me in the comment section, also call me. Okay, and let's do for the better things and the better activities, and spend your time the productive things, as I again and again told you that use this time for the beneficial things, to learn new things. Okay, so just take care, bye.